What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 14, and this is going to be a bit of a scattered episode because there's a lot that I want to do in this episode. Mostly dealing with the missile thing, the missile silo that we started last episode, and also the ship that we have over here. But we're going to figure out, I don't know which order we're going to do things in, so we're just going to kind of go with the flow and see what happens. But before we do anything, I added two new mods based on user suggestions. One of them is the No HUD Tooltips mod. So those tooltips we would get on the right side of the screen are no longer there. So we no longer have those. It used to be that if I press tab once, it would show the tooltips. And then if I press tab again, it would not show the tooltips. And then a third time would remove the HUD altogether. But with this mod, it doesn't do it skips the tooltip step altogether, which is good because I never like the tooltips. I just usually tab twice to get past them, but this saves me a step. So very nice. And we also added the hostile takeover mod, which should allow us to take over grids a lot easier than having to grind down everything on it. So this grid, for instance, would be a lot easier to conquer. However, I think the second we added this mod, it actually gave us the grid. And the reason is because there's no control blocks left in here. So it just gave it to us. And if I go here, it's actually, yeah, it's assigned to nobody. So the whole point of this mod is once you remove all the control blocks, it'll assign the grid to nobody, and you can then go ahead and claim it. So this is assigned to nobody, meaning we can go over here, grab everything, and assign them to me, just like that. And yeah, perfect. So because the entire grid is assigned to me, we should now be able to fly this thing around without our own base shooting at it like it was earlier when we came in with this thing, which is very nice. Also, having to do with that little base that we conquered last episode, I actually ground it down off camera. I included a little bit, I didn't record while I ground it down, which is a mistake on my part, but I started recording when I was bringing the ship to go grab the materials. So here's a little segment of that for you guys. I wish I recorded the actual grinding down of the base, but I did it all by hand pretty much. So I used just the normal grinder instead of using the actual grinding ship because I thought that would be a little bit quicker. And it was pretty quick. But yeah, we now have that, so that's good. With that, we should now have a lot of materials on the base. If I go over here and look into our base storage, yeah, we have 18K steel plates, most of those from the base that we ground down. So that's actually, that's a lot that we can use to build up the rest of the base over here. And speaking of that, one thing that you guys have suggested, and we're gonna do it, of course, is building robots on the base. And we can do this with the AI enabled mod because they have a bot spawner or a bot, maybe it's in here. Ah, yes, okay. They have a spawner. I think that's what we use, right? Oh, this is called factory? No, it's called factory. Okay, the spawner is the one they use in creative mode to get bots to spawn. The robo factory is the one that we can build on the base and get bots of our own. And that has a little connector right there on the side that we're going to use, I don't know, over here maybe? Or maybe we should put it in the middle of our base so that they spawn in the middle and they can run around. I think, yeah, let's put it right here. We'll get a couple blocks right here so we can build up right here, and we'll put these right there. And then we'll put probably another one right here. So let's build these guys up with our level 3 welder. Very nice. And the idea here is that this is going to allow us to build up bots that we can use on the base, and they'll run around welding up the base while we do other things. So it's kind of like a passive base welding operation, which is going to be very nice. So I'm going to turn this into a 3-way one right here. Let's get that in position like that. Go ahead and right click that, build that up. And let's get another one right here that's going to curve into this one. Okay, that should be in the right position. Yep, perfect. Okay, and let's build this guy up as well. Right click that, see if we can build up everything. And perfect, there's a robot factory. Okay, so if we go in here, we can actually build robots. No content, that's fine. Weld before grind. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to configure this. But for now, it's easy because we should be able to just build a robot. Yeah, so I can build a robot right here, and I can build a couple different types: a repair bot, a scavenger bot, a combat bot, or a crew bot. I'm not sure what the crew bot does, but a repair bot's the one that I want, and I'd like to get a model here. We're gonna get we can get a dog running around repairing stuff. No, I probably want I can get a male engineer running around or a female engineer. We're gonna go with a drone bot since I know drone bots can fly around. They have little jetpacks, which is very nice. Custom name. What are we gonna name our drone bot? Let's name it. What's a repair name? Something that's gonna be building up stuff. You know what? We're gonna call him Buzz, I think. No, we're gonna call him Buzz. I think Buzz is a cool name. I was thinking of the bee, but a lot of you guys gave the name for the bee for the missiles that we're building, and I really like that for the missiles because they're one-time use. You know, if a bee stings you, it'll die after. It can only sting once, unlike a wasp that can sting multiple times. I'm thinking we name the missiles the bees, but then the bee would also be a perfect name for something that's rolling around, like a worker bee or something. But I think Buzz is a perfect combination of that, and we're gonna make him yellow, there. That's orange. There we go. We're gonna do that kind of yellow right there for our Buzz drone. And let's go ahead and build them up. I don't think we can build them up actually because I think we need a thing to build Buzz. Yeah, we need a repair bot material and 10,000 space credits. Do I have 10,000 space credits? I don't know if I do. No, we only have 400 space credits. So you know what? We can't build Buzz right now, unfortunately, until we get more space credits that we can use. Which is fine. We can probably sell stuff to the trade station if we want to build Buzz up. And we would also, of course, need a repair bot material, which is going to be this guy right here. That's not too hard to build. That just requires cobalt, silicon, nickel, and iron. Build a couple of them. The hard part is, of course, going to be grabbing those space credits. So we're going to need to sell things to the base over there, the trade tower. But anyway, I think where we're going to start with this is going to be working on this little ship right here, and we're going to move it up to the main base if we can. Maybe I need a landing pad somewhere for this thing. We could put it out here, or we could put it out there. I mean, that's not a bad spot. I do kind of like out here, though. This would be a cool landing pad location, I think. Kind of at that level. Let's get some steel plates and build this up. I think we can build like a little landing pad right there for our larger ship. We'll grab a bunch of steel plates right here. And we're gonna build this thing up, and we're gonna build it at this level right here, down there if we can. So the center block will be this, and we'll go out from here. And it'll need to be as long as this ship right here, which is gonna be... We're gonna completely remove a lot of the stuff on this ship. We're gonna transform it. The idea that I have for this is gonna be some sort of cargo transport ship, and it's gonna have a lot of cargo on board, and it's also gonna have spots for at least 2 of our ships. So I think we'll be able to like carry other ships around. It'll have some turrets as well. Basically something that we can take on any of these bases, or something that we could take mining with us to be like a mothership so that we can like unload all the ores onto it temporarily. Heck, we could even put some sort of like refinery on there so it's refining ores as we're mining, which would reduce the overall weight of the thing. But I think building this sort of landing pad will be nice. Let's do something like this for now, and try and land it on this to see how big it is compared to the rest of the base. So we're gonna need to put a seat on it if it doesn't already have one. I thought it had one, but we may have removed it. So let's put another seat on this. All right, little control seat right there. And let's try and fly this thing up. So we should be able to fly it, no problem. Let's go P, so we disconnect that, turn our dampeners on, and let's see if the base shoots at it. Hopefully it doesn't. It shouldn't shoot at it. I don't see the turrets moving, so that's a good sign. Okay, let's move over to our little landing pad over here, and we'll land over here, which is going to be its permanent location as we work on it. And we're not going to probably complete it in this episode, but I'd like to get it. Okay, we have those things. We have little parachute hatches that I like to turn on. Let's go ahead and turn those off because we don't need them right now. I think they're set to like a height, so since we're below that height, it's just automatically turning them on. All right, let's go ahead and land. Gotta back up a little bit. Man, this thing is bigger than I thought it was. Oops, accidentally locked onto our own base. Let's be careful with that. Trying to get it centered, and that should be pretty centered right there. So there we go, we're locked. Let's go ahead and turn the thrusters off, and perfect. So we have this thing landed in about the perfect spot for it. Let me grab a bunch of steel plates again, and we can continue building our landing pad, which is gonna be pretty massive, actually. A lot bigger than I thought it would be. Yeah, it's gotta go all the way back here. So let's bring this back a little further. I think probably right there is going to be fine. In fact, maybe we can meet up with that right there. Kind of bring this over. There we go. Those meet up right there, and we'll meet them to the floor also, like so. Yeah, I think that's not bad. All right, so we're gonna have a rather large landing pad out the side of this thing, and hopefully it won't mess with these guys too much. Are you still doing 400? Or you're doing 430, and you're going up. Wow, there must be a storm coming. maybe we'll do a little bit of design work on this as well. Let's go down right there. There we go. It's a lot of steel plates, but we'll eventually get this stuff welded up and looking nice. It's a project for the future. For now, at least we have a place to land our ship that we can kind of work on it and not have to worry about it too much. And in fact, it's probably going to end up being a little smaller than this because I don't think we're going to have this giant front-looking beak thing at the front of it. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter. In fact, let's go ahead and remove some of this right here, and we'll store these materials in the little cargo container that's aboard the ship rather. There we go. With that, I was able to move the ship just a little bit closer right here. And now we have a lot more space around the back. And I think that makes a lot more sense right there. Little landing pad for this thing. I might actually even bring it in on the sides right here so that the landing pad's back here. I don't know. We'll figure out how we want to do this in the future. For now, though, we at least have a place to land this thing, which means what we can do is we can start kind of working on it. And I like where this is, but I think I might want more than just this one thing right here. Let me think about this. I think what I want is the ability to store some ships in here. I'm gonna remove these gyroscopes. I like the one out there. That's a good gyroscope location, but I think I want to make a little bit more space right here. So I'm gonna remove these gyroscopes right here, this one and that one right there, so we have more space to work with. I'm gonna remove these hydrogen engines as well, as I try to make a little bit of space on the back right here, so we can put like a hangar where we can put a couple ships. That's the idea, because I want to be able to store 2 ships with us as we go. So this can be sort of the mothership for those 2 ships. So if we want to bring the Armadillo, for instance, we bring the Armadillo with us, and then when we get to our location, we remove the Armadillo, it goes and does its mining, it comes back, deposits materials in here, and then keeps doing that over and over until we have a full ship. And then this can bring back what we have. So we can bring back a lot more ores for every mission that we go on, which is going to be very nice. Same with if we want to go like take out a base, we could take this thing as well, and it'll be the mothership of the attack ship that we use, and then it'll have a survival kit on it and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna build this thing up. Let's start with that in this episode. Let's get this thing built up so that we can use this in our mission. So we're gonna remove these airtight hangar doors, get all this stuff out of here. It's very smoky here. Actually, it's very smoky in the world. Okay, I was wondering why it was so smoky in there, but no, it's just fog from the world, which makes sense because that would be why why our little turbines were going so quickly. All right, let's continue with this. Get this airtight hangar door built up. I mean, removed, and same with the rest of them over here because we have a couple more that we need to get rid of. I think this is going to turn out to be a really cool ship once we're done with it. Wait, you can do this? You can put little passages here and it'll be fine? Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. I like that. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean up a couple of these conveyor junctions. So for instance, this doesn't need to be a conveyor junction. This can be a 3-way conveyor. So we're going to clean that up, make it look a little bit, use less junctions, I guess, because we don't want to use too many junctions. Now the problem with doing this is that those are going to fall off, but it's fine. That's a risk that I'm willing to take. Do one right there, one right there. Oh, you know what? I think this ship was made before they had the ability to do these sort of blocks right here, these reinforced blocks. So that's why we have stuff like this right here, which I'm gonna remove and replace with the reinforced ones because I like the reinforced ones better. Get one of those, we'll get one of those. Okay, I'm reimagining how we're doing our little landing pad here. I'm thinking what we want is probably to be able to go down a block on the sides so that we can actually like get under the ship if we need to. So I'm gonna put this like this. So we have kind of a way that we can get under the ship if that happens to be needed. And we're gonna go down even further, I think probably, yeah, all the way down like that. So you can imagine the ship kind of lands right there, and then if we need to, we can like kind of still get under here and work on this stuff without having these blocks be in our way. So I think that's a better design. Speed block placement. Okay, there we go. We really need to get Buzz up and running so we can start welding up a little bit of this, but I kind of like what we have here so we can actually get under this stuff and work on this. This is a good design in my opinion. Okay, so what we want to do is I'm thinking we're gonna want to connect this to there somehow. So right here is where we'll make the connection. Let me real quick go check how big our ships are. I think our ships don't exceed 3 blocks in length, but let's see. 1, 2, 3. So you're about 3 blocks in width, rather, not length. And you are 1, 2, 3. You're really pushing it. So we probably need a little bit more. And you are bigger than 3 blocks. You're about 4. Okay. So with that, that's how I'll kind of know how long are you guys actually. Let's do a quick check there. So if we start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 blocks in length, and you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. Okay, so we're expecting about 5 blocks in length and 3 blocks in width or more if we're talking about that ship right there. Okay, so what can we do then for this? How many blocks do we have to work with lengthwise? We do have 5 blocks to work with if we do it sideways like this. And I think that's might be what we want to do. So we want to give at least 3 blocks. So let's use our T-junctions right here real quick. Make sure those are going the right way. Yep, T-junction, T-junction, and then we'll bring it up right here. Okay, perfect. And so here's what I'm thinking. I know I want to get 2 ships in here, and I think we can do that pretty easily as long as we do our connectors like this. So if we put a connector right there, for instance, and a connector right there, we could get them in. The problem is I know that we want a little bit more space, so let's do a connector right here. Okay, so I think that's fine for our separation. Now let's do our connectors up here. So I'm putting them up here at this level for a reason. We're gonna have our ships be up there, not down here. I would love to put them down here. The only problem is it'd be tough to fit them. Well, would it? Hang on. I mean, it's doable. The only problem is now. Okay, yeah, no, we're going with the plan. Okay, we're gonna put our ships up there, 1 block above this walkway, and the reason is because we want the ships facing this way. And if the ships are at least 5 wide, if they were down here, we wouldn't be able to walk through here. So I'd like to have them up there, so that we can actually walk around up here. And we're gonna manufacture the ships so that we can actually make that work. Okay, so let's grab some blocks to weld this stuff up. So here's one of our inset connectors, and then we got another inset connector right here. Okay, so the ships are gonna be up there. We can connect these if we want to. They don't need to be connected because they're connected through the bottom, so we don't need to worry about that right now. But we will go ahead and connect this right here. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna do this. We're putting a cargo container right there so that I can actually grab stuff through here if I want. And that gives us a little bit more storage as well, so I like it.
Inventory full.
And we get our little jetpack suppression field right there, which has a lot of components apparently.
Inventory.
Yeah, it's got superconductors, radio components, stuff like that. I think what I might do, we've removed the roof by the way. I think what I might do is add a redundant connection right here, even though it's not needed, but redundancy is always a good thing to have in these ships. So we'll do a little redundant connection right there. Just in case something gets severed, we'll have this. 1, 2, let's build those up. And perfect, now we have a little redundant connection going through these connectors, and that's gonna be good. So what I might do as well is something like this along the side. So right here, I'll put normal blocks. I think, yeah. We'll build that up so that we don't have to worry about that. All right, right here, I'm gonna put a little passage thing. So we're gonna go with a corridor, not a narrow one, but one like, I could do a windowed roof actually. That might not look bad. Let's try that, a windowed roof. Build that up. Yeah, that wouldn't look bad, so you can actually look up there if you wanted to. Like that. There we go, another windowed roof right there, looks good. Maybe do a couple corridor lights on the side for that. There we go, that looks pretty good. So we have our little landing area right there for our 2 ships. And then we've got a couple of corridors that kind of pass through the bottom right here. So you can go, if there are 2 ships there, you wouldn't be able to easily just jump over this. So we have our corridors that kind of meet you right there. And then we'd have doors that go to the outside over here somewhere. So these we're not gonna use. We're gonna remove these connectors. I don't know if I can still pass everything through here. I don't think I can actually. So actually the question then is, do I have, how much is in here? Not too much. I could pretty easily move it. All right, there we go. There's everything moved. And we learned earlier that oxygen tanks don't really matter on the planet. We can always refill the, we can refill the oxygen if we want to later. So I can remove these without any issue. And this thing, I would rather have hydrogen tanks. I don't know where it stores the hydrogen because it does have these hydrogen thrusters, but I haven't spotted any hydrogen tanks anywhere. It's a little concerning. Let me go refill my stuff here real quick since we're low on everything. Oh, it refills so fast, it's very nice. I'll go to my hydrogen tank as well. We'll go to this one, make sure we refill our bottles there. Okay, this ship is coming along. Okay, let's go ahead and remove these oxygen tanks because we don't need them.
Inventory full.
I mean, if we go to space, we'd need them, but... And this is technically space capable since it's got the...
Inventory full.
since it's got the hydrogen thrusters, but at least for now, we don't really care too much about that. I guess since I removed the gyroscope, I can add another gyroscope on the sides. Wouldn't be that bad. Put another one right here if we can. Okay, there's most of the front done. Doesn't look that bad. So let's do something like this. Oops, that's not where I wanted to place that. Nope, that's not what I want either. Let's do that, then this. Okay, I kind of like that. I think what I want to do is probably a couple more windows on the front. We'll do a 2 and then a 1 in the center. Oh, we actually have all the stuff for the windows. Very nice.
Critical.
Okay, so that gives us a pretty nice front that we can actually see out of, which I like. Got plenty of blocks to work with right there. Okay, that's filled in. Nice. This should be filled in as well. Perfect. Okay, so we could do two cockpits, kind of like I had before. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I removed a couple of the batteries on the front because I didn't like having a battery all the way out here. So I think what I'll do is I'll remove these, or this right here, and I'll do the 2 cockpits again. So control seat right there. We'll do control seat right there. Okay, we have 2% power. Let's go, I guess we can sit in here and regain our power real quick. Okay, I like how this is going. I think this is starting to look pretty good. I feel like we made it very stub nose on the front, but whatever. It is what it is. I think it's fine. On these sides right here, I think what I might do is put some, like we'll remove these because we don't need those lights. We'll add our own lights, and we'll do some pathways in here. So I definitely want to be able to access that. So let's go with corridor light, I think, on the front. So I'll throw a light on both sides right here. Then we'll do maybe another light right there because I do like my lights. And then right here, I'm looking for a 3-way one. A T-intersection, yes. Okay, so there, that's going to allow us to access that. Okay, and I could do another T-intersection right there to allow us to access that. I think that might be what we do, actually. Okay, and then T-intersection right there as well, so that we can go into there. And then here, it doesn't matter. We can just do this. So this is going to take a lot of stuff to weld up. So far, by the way, we haven't even been using the stuff that's on the base. We've been using only stuff on this ship that we've basically the things that we ground down from the ship. But I think here's where that ends because we're out of interior plates and stuff. So we have to go and grab stuff from the actual base, or we can connect the ship to the base, which is probably a good idea as well. So in order to connect the ship to the base, I think we'd want to access not that block, but right here. If I go into there, no, I'd want to use this block. So what I'll do is I'll grab this block then, and I'm going to put a inset connector in there. All right, we've got a lot of these to build up, but we know it's going to connect to the base right there. So it shouldn't be too hard to find a way to connect this to that. All right, so I've gone around the side right here. We've brought this around over there, and we're going to connect it via the bottom right here. So if I bring this down, like so, let's go ahead and weld that up. There we go. Now we should be able to bring this down as well, like so, and then bring this over like so, and then bring this up like, as you guessed it, so. Then we should be able to connect right there. Okay, that should give us the connection that we're looking for. The connection we seek is easy to build. All right, perfect. Okay, and what I'm gonna do as well, since at this point you guys know that I do this, is I'm gonna remove this again. I'm gonna build a little cargo container so I can access stuff if I want to easily from there. Because I'm lazy and I don't like going all the way across my base to have to access stuff. So there we go. Little cargo container making it easy for me to access stuff. Let me do this a little differently, actually. So instead of doing a cargo container right there, I'm gonna put the cargo container up there. Then I'm gonna turn this into a 3-way junction. A T junction, if you will. I don't have the stuff for it, but I do have this stuff for the cargo container. Let me go grab the stuff for that T junction. And then we'll be all set. Can I not grab it from there? Put our T-junction right there, and that should be the right way. Yep. Okay, now we're all set, because with that one, I can access it from in there or from out here. So I can just right-click a couple of these guys, and I should be able to build them up very easily. By the way, there's a storm outside. I'm very worried that my power is gonna randomly shut off. Hopefully it doesn't do that. Now what I want to do is I want to remove this magnetic plate. It's gonna make the ship fall, but that's fine, because what we're gonna do is connect it to the actual base. Wait, okay, real quick, let's hover the ship. I don't think we actually built a connector onto the ship. Yeah, we need to replace this connector right here with a proper inset one. Okay, there we go. There's our connector. So let's go ahead and bring this down to the base. Get it connected. There we go. There's the connection. Okay, it took a second. I'm gonna press P because I don't have anything else configured. What did I do? I heard a bunch of stuff falling. Okay, anyway, now that this is connected, I should be able to just easily build these up right here. Let's right-click these two, grab them from here, and it should be able to grab everything just from the base. Okay, there's our little walkways. We'll right-click these 5 and get these ones built up as well. All right, and there's the last one right there with our nice little corridor light one right there. Okay, perfect. We can now walk through this, and it looks good. So this right here, I would love to put some sort of like, maybe what I'll do is do some, I don't want to do this. I mean, I could do something like this. The problem is the largest ship that we would ever dock here would be this guy. Now, I guess what I could do is I could have this guy dock on this port instead of that port, and then I could block this up a little bit. Something like this. There we go. That kind of makes us a little bit safer. It just means that, because this guy is only 3 blocks wide, which means he could most of my ships can dock right there. It's only really this guy that can't dock right there. So he would have to dock on this port instead. All right, there we go. We have a door on the back now that we can use. So this is gonna be blocked up right there, but that's gonna be the back of the ship. Not bad. Leaves enough room for us to land. I like it. All right, this is where we are so far. It's not bad. It's kind of what I'm going for. I put a couple of little defensive things right there so that it's not as easy to shoot our main thrusters here. I could put more if needed. For now, I think it might be fine. One big thing that we're missing on this ship, though, is going to be hydrogen tanks, and I think maybe a good place to put them, we could put them back here. I think probably this, well, this goes out to the outside, so that's not an amazing place. If I remove this, though, and replace it with something like that, then we could do it. Let's see, we have a lot of room over here, so we could put something out here. I think I do need to connect this, by the way. So I need to at least do something like that to connect that. Here we go. That connects the front thrusters. But yeah, we don't have any hydrogen tanks, which is a problem for a hydrogen-enabled ship. Now, it uses atmospheric, so we don't need a terrible amount of hydrogen, but having a little bit would be a good idea. So finding a place to put that is important. We could put it right here, because we have a couple of blocks right there that we can use. This eventually comes out over there. Okay, I kind of like this. If I do a small hydrogen tank right here, okay, I can then do an O2 H2 right here. If I aim it that way right there, so that would go and connect into here. So this right here would have to be a T-junction then instead of what it is there. And then following another T-junction right here. Okay, so there's our O2H2, and there's our junction right there. So now we have an O2H2, and we could put a hydrogen tank right back here. So that would give us one, and then we would do another one on the other side, giving us a second one. Take a couple trips, because it's got a lot of large steel tubes that we need to get. But there we go. So there's a hydrogen tank. And we would do the same thing on this side right here. Putting another couple of small cargo containers right here so we can actually access them. I think that's a good idea. And then I'm gonna put, what do we have on this side? We have a lot of space. We have a lot of space. I could put more hydrogen tanks right here. So O2H2 goes in there. Then what I could do is bring it down right here. We do one hydrogen tank right there. We can do a second hydrogen tank right behind that. There we go. And then we can just connect it in right here. Okay, so now we have 2 hydrogen tanks right there. We'll do the same thing on the other side as well. So remove you. And then we put our hydrogen tanks in right here. All right, there we go. Another hydrogen tank right there. And then we only need 1 more hydrogen tank. We're gonna put right back here where we had put the other one. So there. We need a couple steel plates for it, but I should be able to grab them from here. And we should be able to get this in a couple trips. Perfect. All right, we now have 6 hydrogen tanks on this ship, which is pretty good. I think we found some decently unused space to put those, and I like that. I'm gonna put one of those right there just for safekeeping. Put one right there, and we'll do one on the other side as well, just to keep this area secure.
Energy critical.
Our energy is critical, so we're gonna have to deal with that in a second. But what I'll do as well is do another one of these, another T intersection. One right there, and we'll throw one on the other side right there. All right, I like this. This is looking good. Okay, so we now have hydrogen enabled. We have pretty much everything we're gonna need for this thing. We have a lot of storage with those small hydrogen tanks. The small cargo containers and the large cargo containers. I think we have 6 small cargo containers like this, each being able to store 46,000. So it's the same amount as a large, not a large, but a modular on the small ships. And then we have 1 large cargo container as well, able to store 1.2 million. Pretty good, not bad at all. I'm gonna go refill my stuff here real quick. It's becoming nighttime already. Can you guys believe it? I don't think we might not get around to any of the missile stuff in this episode, which is fine. We'll do missile stuff in the next episode. But this took a lot longer than I thought. I'd like to give this a couple of weapons as well. So let's think about what we could add. What I could do, if I remove this might actually look better. And remove this and add normal blocks right here. I could actually go over this with a couple blocks. I don't know, does that look good? Maybe. I mean, it gives us a little bit more protection on our ships right there, so I might like it. I don't know if I like it going up that high, so maybe what I'll do is do half blocks. Something like this. This might look better. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better, going up about that high. There we go, I like that a little bit better. So now we can land our ships in here, and they're mostly secure. We don't have any hangar door or anything, but it's fine. I think this is gonna be okay. And then right here, I could do a similar thing. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? That's not that bad. I mean, it gives us a little protection over that thing. Okay, I'm adding a little bit more protection on the top here, because we have those hydrogen tanks and O2H2 generators that I don't want to get destroyed. So we're just throwing a little bit more blocks up here, a couple more. All right, I wonder what I want to throw up here. I could throw an assault cannon turret if I want to. That wouldn't be a bad idea. It would fit quite nicely up here, throwing an assault cannon turret. I could have an assault cannon turret right there and then a couple of normal turrets somewhere else. Or I could only have the assault cannon turret. I'd like to have some GATs somewhere. Okay, I added some connectors out the back right here, and I'm gonna throw a turret out the back as well. So we're gonna go with one of our GAT, and we're gonna go with our Type 2 GAT turret, and we're gonna stick that right there. I would like it to be facing that way. Grab the components for that if we can. Okay, so we have a little GAT able to protect us out the back right there. That's good. I would love one to be facing out the front as well, but I don't know that we can make that connection happen. I mean, if we remove that battery, we definitely could. We have this right here. Then the battery is kind of in the way. That's the problem. But, I mean, I don't mind losing. We have like 3 batteries on each side as well, so it's fine. We can remove this battery. I'll do one of these conveyors just for the case if we ever want to like pressurize this for whatever reason. We'll have a conveyor right there so it keeps it pressurizable. But I don't think that we're gonna. But on the off chance that we do. I mean, it's not pressurizable anyway because of that hanger, but I mean, oh no, I can't stick one in there right now. Okay, let's real quick fly this up a little bit so I can place that down. And then we should be able to do that. Okay, there we go. We have a little connector. Perfect. All right. While I'm here, I'll put a little couple hydrogen tanks right there, and I guess I'll weld them up as well. We have 5 of them. I need to build up all 5. I'm gonna take a couple trips, but luckily, I mean, we should have most of the stuff on this ship, right? Maybe? Yeah, there's one. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. And 1 more. And there is 5. Perfect. All right, we got our hydrogen tanks on the bottom, our hydrogen thrusters on the bottom welded up. Perfect. So let's see if we can land this guy now. Actually, before we do, let me add some lights to the bottom because it's very dark. Let's replace this guy right here, as well as this guy right here with inset lights. All right, there's our inset lights. Let's go into our control panel, grab our inset lights that we just added. Let's give them a nice color right there. Let's give them increased radius. We'll give them a high intensity. Actually, we'll give them max intensity because these are our landing lights. I think we ran into something. We definitely want to be able to see with them. So let's go back to our cockpit, land this guy, and it's looking good. It's looking like a ship. We'll go ahead and land this now that we can see where we're going. Am I running into the wall there? Might be a little bit. All right, this no matter how dumb it was, this was our solution to being able to land here. I just moved some of these blocks. We'll have to figure out a better solution for this. We could potentially move this back just 1 block. That might be a more permanent solution. But for now, I think that's looking pretty good. Looking like a proper ship. All right, I think this thing is looking pretty good. With it being nighttime, it's probably about time to end this episode. I wanted to get more done, especially with the missiles that we started last episode. So next episode, we'll for sure work on some of those missiles. I'm thinking next episode, we'll also take a trip over to the trade outpost over there and try and maybe get enough credits to build up Buzz, the welder. I think that would help out a lot. But anyway, this guy right here is ready for missions, and it's ready for naming and painting as well. So next episode, we might do that as well, or maybe the episode after that. If you guys have cool names in the comments, let me know about those. But I think, honestly, this is a pretty nice ship. I think this is going to help us out a lot with being able to move from place to place. Actually, we are missing one thing. Let's real quick build up a med bay or something so that we can actually, like, live on this thing. I think for now, we're just going to put a survival kit in here. So instead of this connector right here,
Inventory full.
I'll put everything back right there. We'll just throw a survival kit in its place. Hopefully we have all this stuff. Yeah, we do have a couple medical components. That's good. So there's our little survival kit, allowing us to regain our health and our power and our hydrogen and oxygen if we need to. Although we removed the oxygen tank, so maybe not oxygen, but it's okay. Yeah, I think this ship is looking pretty good. We have everything that we want on it. And it's ready for missions next episode. Probably the mining missions are the ones that we're going to start with. Just going over, grab some ice maybe for the base, or grabbing some iron and being able to return here with a couple trips. If we want a refinery, we'd have to find a place to put it. That'd be a little tough, actually. We'd have to expand the ship a little bit, but I think we could probably find a way to do that. Even if, like, maybe connecting these a little bit or something like that. Or maybe we don't need a refinery. I don't know. But anyway, with it becoming nighttime, that's going to be the end of this episode. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Put your comments and your suggestions down below in the comments section. If you want to subscribe, there's a button down below that you can do so. Get some updates on when videos pop out and stuff like that. If you'd like to join the channel as a YouTube member or a patron, there are links down in the description for that. Any tier will get your name in the end credits, but some tiers also get shoutouts at the end. So let's shout out 3 of those right now. So thank you, Isbin Morales, Harlequin Johnson, and Queen Danny for your support. Those are going to be the 3 in this episode. Next episode, I'll pick another 3, and you guys know how it works. Thank you, everybody, for your support on these videos. And with that, I will see you... just throwing out rock. What the heck? I'll see you guys all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival. Goodbye.